So Google has finally revealed the Pixel 7 Pro and the 7. How big of an upgrade the Pixel 7 Pro is over the Pixel 6 Pro. So let's talk about the biggest differences. And yeah, if you are thinking the dimension isn't really changed that much, so yeah, it's almost the same. The biggest change is the Tensor G2 processor or the Tensor 2 processor. Now, if you're thinking what is exactly the difference, well, in the CPU department, it's barely a different processor. It's almost identical, and so much so that you're not going to see a difference. It's only in the clock speeds. That too of the main two Cortex X1 cores and the Cortex A76 cores, the performance cores. They are getting a boost of like 50 and 100 MHz respectively. That's it. The high efficiency cores, the Cortex A55 cores, are not even seeing a change. The major change is in the GPU. The Mali G17 GPU compared to Mali G78. Now, if you're thinking what that does mean, well, it's about 20% more power efficient and 20% more powerful compared to the older Tensor's Mali G78. That's it. Anything else? Well, the ISP and the TPU here are changed too, and they're much more capable. But there are no ways to measure that unless you use it in real life and see the differences. Now, aside from that, the display here is a little different. Well, the Pixel 6's display was a little dim compared to the competitor. A lot of people were complaining. This year, Google has announced this year it will hit 1500 nits of peak brightness, and it is 25% more brighter than the Pixel 6 Pro's one, because this display is the Samsung's HC4 panel instead of the HC3. So that's a difference. But anything else in the resolution, in the size? No. The curve is a little subtle this year. That's it. That's a visual difference, but that's it. In terms of cameras though, there are a few changes, but mostly in the software than hardware. This year it has 5x optical zoom and 30x super res zoom. The 30x is actually fantastic. Now, in the past it had 20x, this year it's 30x. The ultra-wide angle camera now can do macro focus, and it is a 126-degree ultra-wide camera. And aside from that, the Pixel 7 Pro, thanks to the new 10.8 megapixel front-facing camera, Google has allowed it to have a face unlock system. The Pixel 6 Pro don't really have it. The next one is photo unblur. Now you're probably thinking it's a software feature, but this feature is actually using the AI capabilities of the ISP and TPU of the Tensor G2 chip. And that's the only reason why the Pixel 7 Pro, if you take a photo and it came out blurry, then yeah, the Pixel 7 Pro will have an option to unblur the photo. And that's not it. Even if you have taken photos with older Pixel models or any Samsung devices or anything, the Pixel 7 Pro will actually be able to unblur those photos as well using the AI. Now the next big difference is in the camera bar. Not exactly that is a functional difference, but it's still a big difference, because this year the camera bar isn't made out of glass. It's rather made out of the same aluminum as the metal frame, because they're made out of one single piece of aluminum. But then again, it's just a visually beautiful thing. That's it. And the Pixel 7 and 7 Pro will also come with a built-in VPN powered by Google One for free. Other than that, the Pixel 7 Pro also has different color options, like snow, obsidian, hazel colors, and they are beautiful colors. But that doesn't mean Pixel 6 Pro had anything bad. It had cloudy white, sort of sunny, or stormy black. Those are actually pretty cool colors too. Now let's talk about the display size and the resolution. The 6.7-inch punch hole display is identical actually, and it also has the same 1440p resolution and same 10 to 120Hz dynamic high refresh rate panel. Now I was hoping the Pixel 7 Pro will have a 1 to 120Hz dynamic OLED panel, the LTPO 2.0 technology one, but it's still the same as the Pixel 6 Pro, just a bit more brighter, about 25%. 50 megapixel ISOCELL GN1 as the main camera, just like the Pixel 6 Pro. The ultra-wide angle camera is the 12 megapixel IMX381 sensor, but the selfie camera is a new one, 10.8 megapixel camera that has 92.8 degree field of view. So that means it's a little bit more wider in terms of taking selfies. However, there is one difference, and that is the ultra-wide angle camera now has autofocus, and that's the only reason why it can take the macro focus shots. But one thing that no one is talking about is that 48 megapixel Sony IMX586 telephoto sensor of the Pixel 6 Pro has been replaced with Samsung's GM1 sensor, and that adds a 5x periscope zoom lens instead of a 4x on the Pixel 6 Pro. And that's the only reason why we have stabilized super res zoom up to 30x, not 20x. Now, not only that, the Tensor 2 also powers the cinematic blur mode. That is actually another thing, as well as a 10-bit HDR recording capabilities. And these are some big improvements. Now, in terms of the performance, I have already talked about the Tensor G2 chip, how that will perform. Well, we have seen the leaked benchmarks. You can check out that video if you want. And it is pretty clearly visible that there is about 10% of CPU improvement. That's mostly thanks to the CPU clock speed boost. Now in terms of memory and RAM, well, it's almost identical to the Pixel 6 Pro. 12GB RAM, 128GB, 256 and a half a terabyte storage option if you want. Now in terms of battery, both of the phones actually share almost the same battery capacity. 5000 mAh battery, which is down from 5003 on the Pixel 6 Pro. The Pixel 7 Pro, thanks to the Tensor G2 chip and Google's capability in software, allows it to have about 72 hours of battery life with the extreme battery saver mode. And that will kill the background apps and will only allow the foreground apps. Now as for the charging, well, there is no change. 30-watt fast charging. Now you're probably thinking, well, should I go for the Pixel 6 Pro or the 7 Pro if I'm getting on the market? Well, if you're getting the Pixel 6 Pro at a much cheaper price, then it's still a better phone to buy. But if you have the budget of $899 at the very least and you want to spend on a Pixel device, then the Pixel 7 Pro is the best one. But still, I will say you to take a look at the Pixel 7 before the Pixel 7 Pro, because that might be enough for you at $599. But then you're probably gonna ask, should I upgrade from the Pixel 6 Pro? Well, only if you're getting a good trade-in value, I would say you just do it. And before the outro, here's one big important thing. Trust me, this is the best freaking wallpaper pack I have ever created. And this is the Agate Series 3 wallpaper pack. This wallpaper pack has 18 super high resolution 8K wallpapers custom made for your tablets, laptops, and your smartphones. You can visit the link in the description below to check out, or simply visit my website johndavid.com for a lot more than these wallpapers, tech news, and so many stuffs. So yeah, definitely visit it. Until the next one, bye and take care.